I thought I was house-sitting, just feeding some cats, watering plants, but the first night, I realized something was already living there, not in the walls, not outside, in the attic. And whatever it was, it knew I could see it. A while ago, I agreed to house-sit for a friend while she was on her honeymoon. It sounded perfect. She had a beautiful, craftsman-style cottage, built in the 1920s, fully restored, full of character, warm, cozy, the kind of place you want to stay in, and I've always loved old homes. But the moment I walked in, something felt off. There was a door, the attic door, not just locked, but barricaded. 3 heavy boxes of books stacked in front of it. So I asked her about it. She laughed it off and said, "Oh, the cats won't leave it alone. There are bats up there." Bats. Right? That should have made sense. But something about the way she said it didn't sit right. The first night, I fell asleep on the couch with the TV on, normal. But when I woke up, the TV was off and the room was different. There were things floating in the air, black, round shapes, like orbs. Except, I wasn't seeing them through a camera. I was seeing them with my own eyes. They hovered silently between me and the TV, just drifting, watching. And the moment I moved, they shot out of the room, fast, with a sound like a zipper. Another night. I woke up suddenly. You know that feeling, when something wakes you up, but you don't know what. I looked toward the doorway, and I saw it. Something peeking around the frame. But it wasn't standing. It was above the door, clinging to the ceiling, just watching me. That's when I knew this wasn't imagination. I got so uneasy, I asked my fiancé to stay with me. I didn't even tell him anything. But the first morning, he looked around and said casually,
"This place is haunted as hell."
Then came the sounds. Late at night, dragging, heavy footsteps, right above me, in the attic. I called my friend again, she said. Still just the bats. No animal makes that kind of noise. My last night there, I was alone, sitting in the living room, watching TV, lights on, every single one, because I wasn't taking chances. From where I sat, I could see the kitchen, but only through reflections in the hallway frames. And that's when I saw him, a man, standing in the kitchen, still, facing the hallway, so I could see his face in the reflection. He wore a beige button-down shirt, but his body wasn't fully solid, almost transparent, and his face, where his eyes should have been, there was nothing, just black holes, empty, endless. And then he looked directly at me through the reflection. Every instinct in my body screamed, run, not fear, not panic. Something deeper, primal, like my body knew I wasn't supposed to be there. That thing didn't want me there. I grabbed my keys, ran straight for the door, didn't even put on shoes, hands shaking. I dropped the keys, and as I bent down to pick them up, I felt it, right there, on the other side of the door, watching me, through the glass, waiting. If I stood up, I would be face to face with it. So I didn't. I locked the door blindly, eyes shut, and ran. I barely made it half a mile before I had to pull over. I was shaking, sick. I knew I had just escaped something that did not want to be seen. I never told my friend what happened, not a word, until a year later. She had a baby, and suddenly, they moved out. Before the house even sold, I asked her why. She said, there was a fire. In the baby's room, no explanation. Just one sentence. We had to get out. Whatever was in that house didn't like being seen, and it didn't like the baby either.